You know, I usually schedule my stuff out pretty well. Because I feel like I schedule my stuff pretty well. And yet somehow I get called in to do stuff at the last minute. You had all day to call me, but you don't call me until the last minute. So that's my apologies for being an hour late. But it doesn't matter if we're an hour late, 2 hours late, or 2 minutes late. You're over here on 863 Seminole TV. And today, we're going to break it down. What are we breaking down? We're breaking down this quarterback battle. I'm not paying too much attention about the entirety of that 2-quarter spring game. I already gave my thoughts on it. I already told you what I feel about it. But what I do want to talk about is this spring game, is this quarterback battle. Is it a battle? Sure, I think it is. But I think there's a clear-cut favorite in this quarterback room. And we're going to get into that. Also, we've had some interesting news as of late. Someone did hit the transfer portal today, by the way. We'll go over a little bit of that. Pictures were revealed for this new football-only facility. They look pretty good. We'll talk about that a little bit. And we got a lot more coming up today on The Hangover. Running late, but we still in here, baby. Let's go.
Need a horn and a drum roll.
Never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
All right, baby, let's do it. What is up, Seminole family, Florida State Nation, and 863 Tribe? You're on 863 Seminole TV. It's The Hangover, and of course, your host, POLK, a.k.a. A-Lo, a.k.a. the Got Damn Truth. And I apologize for running a whole hour late because I get called in at the last minute. Good news is where I work isn't far from here. Maybe 10, 15 minutes at the most. Bad news is I had to sit there and wait for something that I really felt like could have been done tomorrow. But whatever. Here we are. Shout out to Tyler already hitting them super chats. Thank you, sir. I try to do my best to articulate myself as well as I can. Let's get it, man. Let's do a roll call real quick and not waste any more time. Get into a little bit of news and the notes, and then get into why we're here tonight. Noel Squad, Peter Shields, myself is in the building. Todd Pope, Wayne Tillman, Chris Smith, KH, Dan Squatch, Ray Fitty, Island Boy, Hurricane, the Troll. That's actually, I think that's what that stands for. I think that T stands for troll. So I think it's Hurricane Troll 2Y. Hurricane Troll 2Y in the building. Tyler, Groit, and Sandra. And I think we've got everybody. Of course, Rose's in the building. And as you guys come in, we'll shout you out. The football only facility. FSU revealed some pictures of that. And it looks nice, man. The pictures look nice. I just can't wait to actually break ground on it and get to building it. But at least the concept art looks nice. Looks very modern, up to date. So that's good. Curtis Fan, defensive end, has hit the portal. Wish Curtis Fan nothing but the best. But frankly, that's probably the right move for Mr. Curtis Fan Jr. Just look at the depth chart. He's behind Josh Griffiths, Quayshawn Fuller, Derek McClendon, Leonard Warner. When he's healthy, he's going to be behind him. Of course, Jermaine Johnson. So that's already made you the sixth string. Oh, and by the way, Byron Turner, Patrick Payton, Chambry Jackson, who may be playing defensive tackle or defensive end, and George Wilson are all coming on campus in the summer. I'm not sure there was really a spot for Curtis Fan, and he never really put on the correct weight to get into that defensive tackle rotation. So I definitely think it was the right move for him. Okay, so we're going to wish him the best. Hope he finds success wherever he goes. But that was definitely the right move for Curtis Fan. All right, Sandra, appreciate it. By all means, you can definitely check me out later. Again, I'm an hour late, so I'm not mad at you for going and doing your thing. There you go. So that's the news, right? Curtis Fan out. We had Quincy Magadoo decommit yesterday. Already kind of touched on that one. Not a big loss there. And then we got pictures of these football only facilities, and we got also a pretty good idea of what Apex is going to be, which is really cool. They've already started promoting that and using that as a recruiting tool. So very smart for Florida State to do that. Now, why are we here tonight? Okay, we are here tonight for the simple fact, and I want you guys to go check out the video. You don't have to watch the video. Just go watch or just go read the comment thread. And I realized that this might be actually a good show to do. Okay, so in the comments on my FSU spring game, The Aftermath, I pinned it to the top so you don't got to go searching for it. And shout out to Pound for Pound. If you're watching, by all means, make your presence felt, my friend. Because I think you speak for a lot of people, Pound for Pound, quite honestly. And that's why we're going to get into this. Pound for Pound. We had a good conversation. We had a good conversation and we had a good debate. I'm all down for the good conversation. I'm all down for a good debate. As long as you can bring up coherent points and stuff that's actually on topic, I will gladly go back and forth with you all day. The reason I stopped going back and forth was because my rebuttals started getting ignored, and you just kept saying the same things over and over after I had already kind of proven those things to be false. But that's fine. We're going to do it in front of everybody here. And I want to do this caveat as well before we get into this topic. By no means am I saying anything negative about Jordan Travis. By no means do I not like Jordan Travis. As I said, I have no horse in this race. As a matter of fact, I was the guy last year who said we should start the season. Go back and check the tape. I was the guy before the season that said FSU should start the season with the Jordan Travis. Now, my thought process behind that was that I thought Chubba Purdy would eventually see the field last year, and I thought that the transition between Purdy and Travis was more seamless. So that was my thought process behind it. But the point still stands. I was for Jordan Travis day one. So I don't have a horse in the race. I want the best guy to play. I don't care if that's Tate Rodemaker, Chubba Purdy, Mackenzie Milton, or Jordan Travis. I want the best guy to win the job and get on the field. So now that I've got all that out the way, pound for pound, and anybody who feels like pound for pound, the best quarterback is Mackenzie Milton. And I stand on what I said. I don't really think it's that close. I'm sorry. That doesn't mean that Jordan Travis hasn't improved. But if you go watch those plays, and as a matter of fact, I want to talk about those. There are 3 plays for Milton that stood out, and there's 2 plays for Travis that stood out. The 2 plays for Travis that stood out was the 1 touchdown pass, which we're going to get into right here in a minute. And the 1 play that was actually a very terrible decision that he made, and he got lucky. Let's get into the first play for Jordan Travis. First play for Jordan Travis, he throws a touchdown to a wide open Malik McLean, who's doing, which looks like your basic dig route almost. Just over the middle. When at first glance of that play, I thought Jarvis Brownlee, who was in man coverage. By the way, the defense is in man here. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm not even gonna break. I'm gonna show you. That's what we're gonna do. No productions. I know you won't care. I'm gonna use your highlight tape. So don't get mad at me. Because I want you guys to see exactly what I'm talking about. Tay, it wasn't even a busted coverage, Tay, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Travis actually makes the wrong throw, but it's the easy throw because of Brownlee running into the. I'll show you. Brownlee doesn't actually bust the coverage like I originally thought. What he does do, however, is run into the referee. That's the problem that happens on that play. Okay, I'm way ahead here. As you can see, I was actually watching it. Okay, hold on. Let me pause it so I can make it big. There we go. Now, we're going to watch this play, and you guys are going to see the correct throw on this play. The throw that Milton most likely makes. I think we passed. Okay. So the throw on this play that Milton most likely makes, the offense got the matchup they wanted. They were able to match up Keyshawn Helton on Brendan Gant. Now, again, the defense is in man on this play. Brendan Gant shouldn't be in man coverage, especially on a slot receiver. Keyshawn Helton is wide open from the jump on this play. I don't know if Travis doesn't see him. What I actually believe is Travis sees him, but he doesn't feel comfortable making this throw. That throw is a much harder throw to make than the one he ends up making because Brownlee hits the referee and McLean ends up being wide open. I think this is the play right here. Now, you're going to see it on the replay. That particular angle, you can't see much. But once they hit the replay, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because I was like, how the hell did McLean get wide open? Well, you're going to see how he got wide open. At first, I thought he bailed on the coverage, which I didn't understand why. Okay, bam. Let's break it down. Go, go, go. Pause. Right here. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse or not. Can you guys see my mouse on the screen? Yes, you can, actually, I think. Okay. Right here, that's Gant on Helton. Helton's got him beat. That's a touchdown either way. What you don't see Brownlee's in coverage here. He's going to hit the ref. Bam, he hits the ref. McLean ends up wide open. Helton's already got his man beat. That's where the play was designed to go. That's the throw that Jordan Travis is supposed to make on this throw. For whatever reason, I don't know if he doesn't feel comfortable with that or if he just doesn't see that. Helton's got Gant beat by a mile. As you can see, as the play continues to break, Helton's that's where the play was designed to go. They ended up getting the slot receiver and one-on-one coverage with your box safety, which is the position Gant plays. He's your in-the-box safety. Bad situation for Gant. Gant should never be on an island, period, with the wide receiver. That's one of the problems I have with Fuller, but this video isn't about that. That's the throw. That's the play. That's where it was designed to go. We got lucky, or in this particular play, Travis gets lucky. I don't think he's really comfortable making that throw. Well, we just so happen Jarvis Brownlee runs into the referee. Lee McClain's doing, again, dig route over the middle of the field, just running by himself, and got lucky with it. As a matter of fact, I skipped a little bit too far. There's a chance Jamie Robinson, if in a live game, maybe even blows that play up. As you see, Jamie Robinson wasn't really going hard. He just stopped in his tracks because of the no hitting the quarterback rule. So that's how that play broke down. Bingo, I just showed you. I don't know how you deny that. Pound for pound, if you're in the chat room, by all means, please. But you kept saying that Jordan, that was a great. I'm not knocking the play. The man made the play that was there. But as you can really see where that play was designed to go and who it was designed for. And he didn't make the throw. Before I continue, let's go to the comment section. Priscilla, what's up? Rose says, I'm still trying to figure out who. Oh, talking about the silent commit. KZ can make all the throws. That was busted coverage. I heard Bud Elliott the other day say this. Do you believe we can have a consistent running game without 11-man football? That's an interesting point to bring up, but Dan Squatch. Can we all agree that our boards are still too small? We need a good nutritionist to get about 5,000 calories a day. We'll touch on the size here. I think that's being overblown as well, my personal opinion. But that's my point. When I first watched the play, I thought Jarvis Brownlee was looking in the backfield too. And I was like, that's a bonehead play. But nope, he hits the ref. Gant is on Helton. That play was designed for Helton, and they got the matchup they wanted. And for whatever reason, Jordan Travis doesn't pull the trigger on that throw. Instead, he waits for the easy throw. And there you have it. I keep saying these things like KZ is out there on crutches or something. He looked great moving around. Great breakdown, Alo. Appreciate that, Jurgen. Appreciate that. But that's where that play was designed to go, man. So it's not a knock on Travis, but as you can see, again, like I kept going at telling pound for pound, the film doesn't lie. When I watch the game, I can, we see what happens. The film doesn't lie right there. Let's go to Jordan Travis's other big play, which was actually a very terrible decision. Now, I don't know where this one is, so I don't know. I might end up skipping over it. Is that Milton? Okay, that's Milton. I don't want to show him Milton. I don't want to show Milton stuff yet. I want to show Travis. I think you guys all know the other play I'm talking about. And in the other play, normally I would have had this time stamped, but people keep me at work freaking forever. This might be the series I'm talking about. The other play for Travis is really a terrible decision. First of all, let's talk about that. Before we even get to that and we break down this film, let's talk about that throw. Come on, man. Again, I like Jordan Travis. Right there, that was a busted play. I remember me and Tay watching that live, and we couldn't even figure out the scheme of what were they even trying to accomplish. But let's pause. Bam. Okay. First and foremost, he has a pocket. Jordan Travis has all the time in the world right now to make this throw. And he gets Cam McDonald wide open. Look at that pocket. Come on. Come on, man. Look at this. Milton, we saw him. Milton drops that right in the bucket, folks. Travis has to work on this accuracy. I love the dude's legs, but he can't. He's not making the throws. You can't miss this ball because he's got it right where he needs it. Overthrows, overshoots. This is what he does great, but we know that already. I want to get to the play though, because this was the other big play that he made, which is really it's a bad play where we got lucky. Lucky that we, against a better defense, that's probably an interception. We don't have great linebackers in coverage, which is why he was able to complete this play. Another good pocket right there, to be honest with you. The people get so down on this offensive line, and the starting O-line played well. They give in, they got. That's like I said. They defensive line played well, O-line played well. It went back and forth. They got right in there and bust that one up. Gets happy feet, okay? Even this is the play. This is the play right here. He gets happy feet. O-line blocked particularly well. So he rolls out. Then he decides, I'm going to throw back across my body to the center of the field. This is a terrible decision, folks. Now, we all know that he ends up completing this pass. But come on, in a live game, you don't make this play. You don't make this play. So the second best play of the game for him is that. And if Dix, he's there, but I don't know. I think Dix sees the ball late. Dix is actually in position. We just know Dix isn't good in coverage. He squeezes it in there, but man, that's a terrible play, man. That is a terrible play. You don't ask your guys to make that play. Like, I know when Norvell saw that, he was like, oh my God, why did he throw that ball? But it happened. Let's get to the comments and see what you guys are talking about. What's up, Phil? Farmer did look good. Farmer might surprise me. He still looks small. Farmer does look small, but they're not asking him to start. Farmer's going to be playing more situational football. But Farmer's violent at a point of attack. I like Farmer's the way he uses his hands. I like Farmer. If Travis is so bad, how is the completion? How is this a completion at all? How is this a competition? I didn't say Travis. See, this is where you guys start getting in your feelings, like Pound for Pound did. Take the emotions out of it the same way I told you with Odell. Take the emotions out of it. No one's saying the dude is terrible. I'm sure he makes a lot of good passes in practice. In a live game, we saw what we saw. That was a bad decision that he just made. I don't think, can anybody really defend that play? Please, I would love to see somebody. Defend that play where he throws the ball back across his body to the middle of the field. Please, somebody defend it. So you're saying what I've been saying since October. I'm saying that after watching the game, Milton's the better quarterback is what I'm saying. Thank you, Tyler. We've seen him in live games against better defenses do the same things and get interceptions. It's a bad play. He completes it. Doesn't say much for our linebackers in coverage, but he completes the play. Tay says, it was a nice pocket. Thank you. We're talking about the play that he misses McDonald. Man was able to step up in the pocket, have all day to throw the ball and throws the ball 2 yards over where he needed. Like, come on. Again, caveat or disclaimer, I'm not a Jordan Travis hater. I like him, but I call it like I see it. Yeah. Well, they're asked to play different positions, Dan Squatch, but yeah, I think Farmer's better than He's definitely ahead of Griffiths for sure. Thank you, Wayne. The O-line isn't bad. It's the depth. The depth's gonna kill us. But the starting unit, I'm okay with it. I'm just doing a little bit, Irv. You're just skeptical of KZ. That UCF stuff don't impress me when you got to play Notre Dame, Clemson, and UF. Well, the man did the same stuff against Auburn in a bowl game. Unless you're one of those guys that say, well, Auburn didn't really care about the bowl game. Every time the man stepped up in competition, he did the same things. We got to stop. That's another thing, man. We have to stop acting like the ACC and the AAC are like night and day conferences, because they're really not. The only difference is that ACC is a little top heavy with Clemson. I'll throw Miami in there and North Carolina. I'll put those two, but probably going into the season, you got the three best teams right there, right? Or the three projected best teams. That's fair. I don't think the AAC has those same top heavy teams. Everything under that, Wake, Syracuse, Louisville, NC State, Boston College, the same caliber of teams are like that are in the AAC. The same caliber. Your Cincinnati's, your Memphis's, and whoever else hell I'm forgetting. They're the same type of caliber of teams. Your SMU's. There's not a big gap, man. Stop pretending like there's this huge gap. Like the ACC plays this amazing brand of football, and they really don't. They really don't. Again, I'm not one of those ACC fanboy. I don't care about conferences. I just Florida State. But the ACC isn't great at all. Ask De'Aaron King, who did the same thing at Houston. And the only team he struggled against that I can remember really was Clemson. But he tore all the other ACC great defenses up. Still did the same things. Clemson's a different beast. I'll give you that. But the ACC as a whole, the competition isn't that big of a gap. It's not about the completion percentage with Travis. It's about where he decides to throw the ball. That's how you read progression. Milton is the better quarterback. I told you that in December. Nobody would argue it. I don't think anybody said you were wrong. Sniper, if I'm not mistaken, you're not being totally honest here. We were arguing before Milton got about on the. We may have been arguing. I honestly don't remember me and your conversation. I vaguely remember those things. You know what? I'm not even going to get into it because I don't. And you may be right. I maybe at the time thought Travis was better, or maybe I thought, that it would be a great competition because I didn't know how Milton was coming back. So you know what, Sniper? I'll give it to you because I don't even remember what my argument was. We're talking about UCF stuff. We aren't talking about UCF stuff. We're talking about the spring game. But they beat Auburn in the bowl. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They beat Auburn in the bowl game. Every time Milton had to step up in competition, he performed. So I don't know why they get this thing where this stuff's not going to work in the ACC. Like if we're the damn NFC West or something. Bro, the ACC ain't all that, man. We got to stop acting like the ACC is elite. Because if it was, Clemson would have a harder time getting through it every year. I left dope thinking there's no way KZ doesn't win the job. Bowl game results show outside of the playoff definitely don't mean anything. See, that's what I'm saying. The Auburn game didn't matter. It didn't matter. Why? Auburn didn't really want to be there, so it doesn't mean anything. But yet they all lined up 11 on 11, and they all played football for 4 quarters, and somebody ended up winning. And one team was disappointed that they lost, and the other team was happy that they won. But it doesn't mean anything. Problem we're going to have is the O-line will always be in some form of banged up week to week. You can be skeptical of McKenzie as much as you want. He's the best QB to touch the FSU roster since Francois. He can play. Tyler, everything he did in the spring game, he did at UCF, but better. We only got 11 snaps in the spring game. I'm not even doubting that McKenzie Milton still has to work out some kinks in his own game. He's still getting – the test for Milton will be once he knows that it's live bullets for real, and defenders are falling around those knees again. How does he react? How's he act when he gets that first hit? Those are all going to be the mental gymnastics and the hurdles that he's going to have to play in his head. But physically, I don't think you can really question it anymore. Physically, he looked fairly well. I won't say fairly well. Physically, he looked good. I didn't see any limp. I mean, the good dude took off for about, a 15, 20-yard scramble at this point in the spring game. Nobody was around him, and he took off, and he looked good. Didn't run with a gimp. So, I don't know. Across the body throw he made was nice. The throw was fine. How many quarterbacks do you want to see that throw against Notre Dame? That's my question to you, Panama. A better defense, you don't make that throw. Like, you guys can try to defend that throw all you want, but that is a bad decision. And like it's already been pointed out, he made that same throw in the UNC game, and it was an interception. He has to stop thinking that he can roll right and throw left. You don't do that. There's only 2 quarterbacks I've ever seen do something like that. That's Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, and he ain't got the arm talent of neither one of those quarterbacks. No. If for some reason we don't get a quality ACC lineman transfer, I think it has to be Jordan Travis. If we get one injury at tackle, Milton has a short season. That's one of the reasons. I don't want to say we start. You start Milton regardless, but one of the reasons Jordan Travis needs to continue his growth, continue developing, and I don't want to see us run a 10-play package with him or put him in the Wildcat. Until I can believe it, I don't know how Milton holds up. I'm not saying the man's injury prone, but that was a devastating injury. And from what I hear, he's got a lot of scar tissue on that knee. They say he looks at the scars every day or something. Okay. How does he react when he gets hit? Somebody's going to roll up on that ankle or roll up on he's going to have a lineman roll up on him. How's the knee hold up? If it holds up, we're good. If not, I need Jordan Travis to be ready to go. Because I said it before, if you're trying to run this 2-quarterback system, Jordan Travis is known for being banged up, and Milton goes down. We ain't got a 3rd-string or 4th-string quarterback. Good luck with Purdy or Rodemaker at this point. Purdy can't stay healthy, can't get his act together, and actually be available to practice and learn the playbook. And Rodemaker, at best case scenario, he's two years away from being competent. All I want is my credit. Sniper, you get it. You get your credit. Milton's leg was broke, not his arm. Right. Milton didn't come here to be a backup. At Sniper, nobody disagreed. Pretty much everyone in the chat agreed that KZ was going to start. The argument was before KZ got. That's what I thought, Tyler. I wasn't too sure because I don't remember. I do remember me and Sniper having an argument. I don't remember the details of the argument that was 5 months ago, whatever it was. I thought it was me and him argued that Jordan Travis was just trash. And I was saying that he's not trash. He just needs some work. I see Milton make some throws Saturday. I haven't seen. Oh, I agree. We're gonna watch his throws too. But I want to start with Travis because people just keep telling me that I'm not people. Majority of you guys agree with me. As you see, No Blooded's one, and there's a handful of these other guys that I get it. They like Jordan Travis. Hell, I said it before. I like Jordan Travis. There's nothing wrong with it. But you guys know how I do. I gotta call a spade a spade. One guy's better than the other. It just is what it is. And it's not a knock on Jordan Travis per se. He's just not good as Mackenzie Milton. So I want to get Travis out of the way because the only argument that pound for pound, 52 people in here, by the way, hit the like button. I got to believe pound for pound's watching this. So if you want to stay quiet, by all means, stay quiet, but tune in eventually. But the one argument that he kept coming back to was, well, all the reports out of the spring was that Travis was way better. All the beat writers said Travis is great. And my thing was, well, those same beat writers said Tate Rodemaker was the second best quarterback in the practice. And how did that end up turning out? I personally, and this is not a knock on anybody in the chat. If you need a beat writer to tell you what about a football game, that's on you. I don't need somebody to tell me what I can see with my own two eyes. I've watched this game long enough to know what I'm watching. I know what I'm watching when I watch a football game. I don't need a beat writer to tell me Mackenzie Milton has been bad and Travis is great and Rodemaker's the second coming. Okay, cool. You can, and I'm not even saying those guys are lying, or I'm not saying they don't know what they're looking at. But practicing is one thing, the game is another. Once I start seeing film, that whole thing changes. So that was pretty much the crux of his argument. He kept going back to, well, you're telling me that these guys are liars, or you're telling me that they're wrong, or you're saying that you're just going to throw out all the consistency that Jordan Travis had over the spring, and you're just going to pretend like this one game means something. And I'm like, bruh, practice is one thing. The game is another. Granted, this wasn't a full live game, but it's a lot more closer to a game than what they were doing, throwing wide open passes in practice. There was this guy, and you guys can tell me if you know who I'm talking about, but there was this guy who wasn't a bad practice player, but he notoriously had bad practice days. And before he started his first ever college football game, it was reported that, matter of fact, it was reported in the game that he had a terrible practice before the game, that the ball hit the ground a million times and that he was overthrowing and misthrowing all the throws, only to come in that game. And I think he had two incompletions, won the game 42 to something, and the rest is history. If you guys know who I'm talking about, by all means. Point is, I'm not saying Mackenzie Milton is that guy. Some guys play very well in practice and don't show up when the lights are on. Believe me, I played with kids who look all world in practice, and you go, where the hell were you during the game? And some guys, not because they don't care, they just aren't great practice players, and when the lights come on, they're a whole different beast. That's all I'm saying, man. He could have been as consistent as he wanted to be in practice. When the pass rush was live, when there were actually DBs and safety help over the top, Milton made every throw. Travis didn't make it. Everything you said about Travis, I said in October. Okay, that's fine, Sniper, that's fine. The problem was, at that time in October, Travis was all we had. What were we going to go to? We had to ride with Jordan Travis. So, yes, if you want to say, okay, yeah, cool, that's what I was saying in October. Okay, no one's saying you're wrong, but that's all we had. So he had to be the de facto starter. So I had to ride with him and just be like, look, okay, he's not a finished product, but we got to get him better. He's the best option we got. Bro, we heard you, Sniper. That's Dan Squatch. Every time we mention KZ positively, you act like you're Nostradamus when most have been saying the same thing as long as you have. Jerg says, great point at Priscilla Chestnut. If what we were so happy about in Miami with King's transfer, what did Priscilla say? I missed your comment. I think Milton will make the offense grow up. Good point. That is a good point, Priscilla. Definitely with the young receivers, I'm excited to have a veteran guy like that lead those young receivers, who are the best receivers on the roster, by the way. Dennis Serve says, yeah, Jameis, that's what I was talking about, in case you didn't know who I was talking about. If we could give Travis athleticism to Milton, we'd be perfect. The O-line inconsistency is what makes me lean Travis. This just always gives you another option. If you want to bring in the O-line as a worry, I don't think you're wrong. Somebody also brought up a point that we had a good running game last year, but a lot of that was because Travis improvised. Can we actually line up when a team knows we're running and still run the football? So I think that Travis does bring that element to the game. Now, A healthy Mackenzie Milton, newsflash, the man ran for 600 yards in one season at UCF. We saw in the spring game, he can get up out of there and wiggle if he needs to. I don't know how that knee can hold up. I would not expect Mackenzie Milton to run for 600 yards this year for Florida State. But if he can get half of that, I think we'll be fine. If he can get 300 yards rushing on and improvise when he needs to and scramble when he needs to, that'd be adequate. Milton has athleticism. It's not like Milton's a stick back there. He can move and he can evade the pass rush when need be. Thanks, John White. Thanks, appreciate that. Yes, sir. We at 1K. I think we're at like 150 now, or 1,050, something like that. Talk that ish POLK. Thank you, Tim. The QB competition will come down to how much of the playbook does Milton. Milton's gonna get the playbook. He's got all summer for that. Milton's gonna be the starter, guys. The only thing that's going to stop Mackenzie Milton from being the starter is if a potential setback physically in Mackenzie Milton. I think he's healthy, but that knee does linger in my head. I mean, if you go back and see how that leg was looking, man, ugly, nasty injury. Okay? So if that's lingering in my head, I know that he sleeps every night thinking about that. I know he does. And every time he steps on a football field, I know he thinks about that. And he's not going to shake that until he gets that first hit. It's like any other time. It's like a boxer, right? Boxer takes that first punch, he loosens up, and he's good for the rest of the fight. If you've played football before, you might be nervous for a game. Once you get that first hit out of you, whether you're giving a hit or getting hit, you usually calm down and you're ready for the rest of the game. It's going to be the same thing for him, just on a different level. I feel like Milton's mobility is overrated. Well, goddamn it, no-blooded. You just don't like Milton. Just say you don't like Milton, because everything we say about Milton is either overrated or he's not that good. But we're all entitled to our opinions. Stop listening to media writers. They don't know the game like coaches and players do and don't spend hours breaking down film. Listen, some of the media guys do know the game, Wayne. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that some of these guys don't know football. I know some of them know football. I'm not even going to say that they didn't see what they wrote that they saw. They may have very well saw 15 days of spring practice or however many days it was. I think it was 15 days. They may have actually saw 15 days of spring practice where Travis was great. Rodemaker was the second best, and McKenzie kind of struggled. I'm not even doubting that. My whole point on this is when the game film came on, it told a different story. So you can go to what the practice did, or you can go to what we saw on field in a live situation with a live pass rush. Again, one-on-one coverage and safety help over the top. You weren't getting all of that in practice. That's where I'm at. Knowles Blooded says, hold on. There you go. I agree, though. Travis makes poor decisions passing the ball and inconsistent mechanics, but he can make plays. We definitely can make plays. And I honestly know, Blooded, if we had a more solid third string, I'd be all in on giving him multiple packages, just getting Jordan Travis on the field and letting him make plays when he needs to. The reason I am reserved on that is because if Milton does get hurt, I need Jordan Travis to be available. I don't need both of them to be hurt at the same time, and then we're really in a bad spot. Definitely 1K. I'm not 100K yet. I'm at 1K. But by all means, get me to 100K so I don't have to go into work anymore. I can just do this. I would love to just do this full time. So please get me to 100K. Stop listening to the media from your own opinion, because that's what they're doing. And that's exactly good point from No Blooded. All they're doing is giving you their opinion. I'm just giving you my opinion. Look at the game for yourself and then make a judgment. The crux of an argument over Travis and Milton shouldn't be, well, the media said that pound for pound, that was your argument. The media. You guys can go read that whole thread of me and him going back and forth. Again, good conversation. Shout out to Pound for Pound. Not knocking you or coming at you. That was good stuff. I just had to end it because you kept saying the same things over and over. I think it could work. I'm just reserved to do it, Dan Squatch. I think it could work. I don't want both guys to be banged. Travis has, I mean, as much as we're talking about Milton, Travis has not shown that he can play a full season either. That's one of the reasons that Norvell gave last year. That's one of the reasons that Norvell gave last year for one of the reasons why they didn't feel comfortable putting Jordan Travis in the game against Jacksonville State to start, because apparently the man hadn't practiced all year. Travis can't stay healthy either. That's why I'm reserved. I think if you can get if Chuba or somebody could just be a reliable third guy, that if the two guys went down, you could say, okay, let's just put Rodemaker, let's put Chuba in the game and see if they can manage this thing for a few weeks, then I'd be more comfortable with it. I don't even think we have that. Sniper says, Tyler, I want the credit because it was very disrespectful for the chat to be saying that. Somebody give Sniper Gang some credit. God dog it. Say 70% KZ, 30% JT. 30% still a decent amount. Again, I think 30, that would be like 10 touches a game. Assuming. What's the average amount of offensive plays run a game? 60, 70 maybe, somewhere around there. So yeah, 30% of that is, I'm no math major, but what's 30% of 60? Probably like 10 touches or something like that. T2Y in the building. Shout out to T2Y. Thanks for the love, homie. JT is better suited for O-line deficiencies. Milton has the better arm, bottom line. How do you donate? Just hit that super chat in the same way you chat. There's a super chat button. It looks like a little money sign. Milton's passing ability will open up the running game. T2Y, delete that video. I didn't see the video. I'm not paying no attention to Troll 2Y. Milton is a better QB when the lights come on. Rose, hell no. Things may clear up once those holes get filled with the few old line that was missing. Plus the defensive line players missing. And once you add in a vet like Parchment and Hill will help, I think would be okay. I talked about that a little bit. Offensive line, I think that first unit was good. That first unit, we were missing our best guy in that first unit. That second unit was bad, but that second unit was missing some of their better guys in that second unit. Like Darius Washington would normally be on that second unit if Love Taylor was healthy. Brady Scott did not play. Schrader did not play. Herron did not play. Like we literally had a walk-on playing center, a guy that's listed at 6, because I didn't know who the hell he was, so I looked him up on the official FSU roster. He's listed at like 6'2", 260. Okay. We had Jalen Goss, who they say is up to 280. He still looks like he's 260, 270, and he's all but 6'7". So he looked long and thin. Lloyd Willis to me. I'm not tooting my own horn, and I'm definitely not saying he's starting or anything this year, but he looked like the best guy on that second unit. Estes was on the second unit. You could tell he's a freshman. He has a lot of work to do, but he looks the part. Estes needs some more work as fundamentally and all of that. But Lloyd looked the best, in my opinion, on the second unit, and even got a first team burn later on in the scrimmage with the ones. So that second unit was missing a lot of guys. It only matters what happens when the lights come on. No blooded. Thanks for the donation, man. Appreciate you, man. Wayne Tillman says, understood, Polk, but that's my point. Some of them are telling us something, and then on Saturdays you see the exact opposite. Exactly, Wayne. I feel you. Him and Tyler and Sniper are just going to do this, so we're going to let them guys do their thing. Ardavius says, I think Travis will start. No way Milton leaps ahead of Travis by the end of camp. Okay. Thank you. Ardavius, please explain yourself. Let's do it. Pound for pound didn't show up. Please tell me, R. Davis, why you think Travis is ahead of Milton and that there's no way Milton can catch Travis. Let's do it. Malik McClain, I'm telling you, he about to ball out. Chris Smith, I don't disagree, my man. Malik McClain showed up. Bruh, that's why I stopped listening to some media outlets, because what they say and what I see with my eyes are two different things. Tell you, that's one of the reasons why I started doing what I'm doing. I got sick of people telling me what I'm seeing when I'm watching something different. So I'm just the voice of the people. I just try to be the voice of the people. Hopefully the new weight will help. Tyler says, because it clearly wasn't close. It took 11 snaps just to win the job, unless he gets injured. By all accounts, it was close. Where's Dustin Hill? Dustin Hill doesn't show up till this summer. He's still in high school, believe it or not. Hell, Dustin Hill probably just getting out of prom. Well, hold up. It's April. I know in Florida, our prom was in April. So yeah, he's probably just getting out of prom. Chat jumped on me. Norvell said that Purdy will be ready to roll. Yeah, Norvell did say that. He said he expects Purdy to be a full go in the summer and the fall. Again, I'll believe it when I see it. Purdy can't stay healthy. I'll believe it when I see it. I thought I heard Chuba was cleared. He is. No, Chuba's cleared. I think that's what Irvin just put out. Chuba's cleared. Norvell did say he's cleared. I'm just reserved on Chuba because I just don't. Dude, every time we turn around, he's hurt again. I would not be shocked if Purdy hit the portal myself. It's obviously they favor Tate Rodemaker more just because of availability. And Purdy, again, can't stay healthy, can't get on the field, can't learn the playbook, can't build any type of connection with receivers. Until Purdy can get some consistency going, if I had to pick a transfer at the quarterback position, it might be him, and he might want to go back to Arizona and see if he can fit in over there. If he's getting over 10 touches a game, we might as well start him. Okay, or Davis, I need you to answer my question, though. I need you to tell me how there's no way Milton leaps ahead of him. So we're going to go back to that. I might be a little bit behind on the comments, but we're going to go back to that one. Thanks, God. Great 19, man. Thanks you for the super chat. You asked, true or false, McClain is the best receiver on the roster. Right now, with Parchment not being there. Okay, so let's look at it. Malik McClain, Joshua Burrell, Ontario Wilson, Keyshawn Helton, Jordan Young, Portier, Brian Robinson. I feel like I'm missing one or two. But let's just go with those 7. And that kid from Tennessee, I always mess his name up. It's like, is it Williams or Williamson or something like that? So we'll go with those 8. And if I'm missing one, whatever. McClain, the best receiver on the roster. He's definitely, I think he's got the highest upside right now. This might shock you. I think people are really sleeping on Brian Robinson. McClain probably has the best upside. He's got the best measurables. I mean, you're talking 6'5", long, can go up and get the football. And you see the speed with him as well. McClain's got all of that. I got to see more consistency. And granted, they haven't seen any consistency from Brian Robinson either. But I think Brian Robinson is really being slept on. And if there's one player, if I look at the way Florida State uses some of their receivers, okay, so Parchment's going to come in and take the 1 spot. If there's one player that Ontario Wilson should be definitely afraid of, in my opinion, it's Brian Robinson, because he can do everything Pookie can do, and he can do it better. He catches the ball first and foremost. And if there's one guy Helton should be worried about, who I think Helton's okay, but the way they're using him, it looks like they're trying to use him on jet sweeps and end arounds. Dustin Hill could come in and take Helton's spot day 1. But that's a good question, man. McClain might be. I think it's a matter of preference at this point. Until Parchment gets on the roster, McLean might be it. McLean might be the answer. Kevin Knowles, you're talking about Chris Smith, but Kevin Knowles looked good. Not a fan of having two QBs. If you have two QBs, you have no QBs. We've done the QB carousel before. It doesn't work. Rose, I troll FSU for fun. I'm just waiting for the Gators to mess up so I can get them too. Bruh, you didn't see that? Teacher, I got to show you a thing on the Gators social media posted like this terrible matter of fact. Let me see if I can find this thing. You know what? I'm not gonna waste time unless I can find it quickly, which I don't think I can. I should have saved it if I would have known that. Man, they posted one of the ugliest images on their social media page of a Gator. Like, you just would have to see it. It was hilarious. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I start Kevin Knowles next to Travis J. I like where they got Knowles at right now. I will say this, Gant has to be careful. Gant's that Tay just sent it to me. Hold on. Let me show you all this crap. Tay just sent it to me. Let me see if I can screen share this. Because I feel like T2I, you'd have a blast with this damn image. Y'all see that? Yeah, okay, y'all see that. Hold on. Let me remove this. And this isn't this is real. They posted. I don't know if this is supposed to be NCAA. I don't know what that is. They legitimately posted this on their social, on like their. Bro, tell me what the hell I'm looking at. I think they deleted it since because they got even the Gator fans were like, "What the hell is this, bruh? Thing's hilarious. That thing is hilarious." Jalen Goss, Ira Henry, Chaz Neal, trash. Goss, not a fan of. Henry does not. You're right about Ira Henry. I know people were real big on Ira Henry for whatever reason. I haven't seen it from him yet. And Chaz Neal hasn't shown up yet either, even though I was interested in seeing. Chaz Neal is another guy. I always talk about these left tackles and that unique body type. You're talking 6'7", huge wingspan. Like, that's what you want. Chaz Neal looks the part. I was interested to see if he had grown any over the offseason. So I'll reserve judgment on Chaz Neal. I know we have a bad taste in our mouth from previous years of Chaz, but I'll reserve a little judgment on Chaz and see if he's maybe improved. We didn't get to see him because he was out. Got to give you credit on Willis. You called it. Shout out to Irv with the $5 donation. Chaz Neal looks just like Evan Neal from Georgia. I noticed at y'all spring game. You mean from Alabama. And Chaz Neal and Evan Neal are actually cousins. They're actually cousins. Evan Neal plays for Bama, though. Kevin, no blood at 100%. They need to hit the portal immediately. Must not be as good. He's definitely not as good as Evan Neal. I'm interested to see what Kobe Gross can do. He has another guy that's coming on campus. You're absolutely right, Tyler. The thing about the tight end position, though, I really think they're kind of – McDonald showed me enough in the spring that they're going to utilize him. Now, they might spread him wide. And I think the guy that they're really going to lean on and helping block is going to be Jordan Wilson. That dude's huge. I think they're going to be – Wilson will be used as a nice help blocker, like a guy to chip off the edge. And I think they're going to use him like that. When it comes to the passing game, Cam McDonald. And they're still very high on Preston Daniels. I saw Wyatt Rector get a lot of burn. I actually liked – they did the play last year. Let me take this ugly-ass Gator thing off of here. They did the play last year where they lined Wyatt Rector up, motioned him in, gave him direct snap. I would like to see them use Wyatt Rector more like that more often. So stuff like that. I like Kobe Gross. I like what I've seen from him. It's going to be very interesting to see how he fits into that rotation because I actually think that tight end position's got a lot of players in it. I think a tight end position has a lot of players in it. T2Y says Noel might be a future player for us. I like him. I like Knowles. He's a good guy. He's very. I was shocked more so by Kevin Knowles' aggressiveness. He reminds me, just watching him on Saturday. Now, hear me out. But Kevin Knowles reminded me of Greg Reed, a guy that's not very big, 5'10", maybe 180 at the most. I don't even know if Kevin Knowles weighs that. Greg Reed was like the same build, same size, but these kids were dogs. Greg Reed would come and lay the wood on you, and he was one of the smaller corners on the team. Knowles when just watching him Saturday, the way he was hitting, triggering, Knowles reminded me a little bit of Greg Reed out there. Chris Smith says Helton is our best receiver. We'll see. Tired of waiting on these boys to gain weight. Football at this level isn't for them. It's clear. Keyshawn has the most experience. So does Ontario Wilson. Both those are your most experienced guys, but experience doesn't equate to production, nor does it equate to just being the best. Yes, Pookie Wilson and Keyshawn Helton are your most experienced guys. Doesn't mean they're the best guys. So y'all telling me if by fall camp Milton is still not leaps ahead of Travis in the playbook, he should still start? So you're assuming that Milton won't learn the playbook by fall? Or are we assuming that Milton doesn't know the playbook now? Who said he doesn't know the playbook? I think he's still learning the playbook. Of course, Jordan Travis should have an edge over Milton in terms of the vernacular, the terminology that's used. But Milton's played enough football where I think he knows the plays. I'm more concerned with him getting that chemistry with his receivers. Getting that chemistry with Parchment for sure. Man, I just found out 5-star defensive back from Hallandale High School down here is going to Arizona State. Arizona State? What's his name, Tim? And why would a 5-star in South Florida be going to Arizona State? I know your boys out there. What's his name? I know people like him. Damn, what's his name? What's the head coach of Herm Edwards? I know Herm Edwards is out there, and I know he's been pretty good at recruiting, but what 5-star DB would go to in South Florida would go to Arizona State? That's got to stop. After the spring game, when you was on that guy's show from the chat, I've seen that much FSU in one shake. That was weight. I saw it, but I was I was on Mark Rogers and they was going in the chat. But one of the things that I've noticed, look, since hitting 1,000 is that the trolls have came out in full force. Like I used to get people for the most part, I can name my trolls on one hand. It's usually John Shields, Dennis, Phil brings his ass in here every now and then and trolls me. And T2Y does it, but I don't really count T2Y. But all of a sudden, like, I'm getting Georgia guys, I'm getting Miami fans I've never seen before, and that's fine, that's cool. I'm down with the trolls. Like y'all control me and talk your trash. But when I clap back, don't start telling me I'm sensitive. That's the only thing I'll say. When I start clapping back at y'all and calling, I try to keep the name calling to a minimum, but I might call you a dumbass or something. Don't tell me I'm sensitive. Definitely a youth movement in the wide receiver room. McClain isn't the best right now, but I'll say Helton only because he's not being used the right way. A lot of people feel like Helton's not being used the right way, and I don't necessarily disagree with that. They're using him, like I said, they want to give him the ball in the backfield, end arounds, reverses, sweeps. I don't think that's the best way to use Helton myself. I got Young and Wilson going into the portal. I don't think Pookie's going to go in the portal because I actually think the staff likes Pookie. I'm not high on Pookie Wilson. You guys should know that by now. I think the staff does like Ontario Wilson. Young wouldn't surprise me. I've actually Curtis Fan, he was one. I don't know if I said Curtis Fan, but we talked about it about maybe 2 or 3 more guys eventually hitting the portal, and Jordan Young is really my number one guy. Corey Wren showed that tad bit. Man, listen, if that kid can get the groove, he had a bad boy. He's got the speed, obviously, and he actually looks like he gained some solid weight. The only thing that worries me about Wren, Like, man, when I watch Wren, he just, and I could be wrong. He just doesn't look like a natural run. I feel like they would be better off putting Wren or using Wren how they're trying to use Helton. Put him in the backfield, spread him out that way. Don't put him in the backfield. Spread him out wide. Put him in the slot. Throw him reverses, sweeps, those type of things. They tried getting him out on some screens. I'm not FSU. Our O line isn't good enough to really be running consistent screen plays. They need to kind of ditch the screen plays, quite honestly. So they tried to get him on some screens, and I wasn't too big of a fan on that. But you definitely get him in space and let him move. I don't think he's a guy that you're going to hand the ball off to. Corey Wren isn't a real running back, in my opinion. He's a weapon. Now, it's up to them to figure out how to use him, but he's not really a real running back and probably really shouldn't be lining up in the backfield. Hold on. This thing jumped on me as soon as I was about to read a I don't even know where I was at. Okay, there we go. No Blood. It says, "What's up with Jaleel McCray? Everybody in the LB room playing over him." I actually saw Jaleel McCray make some plays on Saturday. He's wearing number 29 now, so you may not have even recognized him. McCray was in there. He was making plays. I would wonder. I have my own worries about whether the staff isn't big on McCray, but when I watch Jaleel McCray, he doesn't play any worse than the linebackers you see. Gant gonna be on the bench the way he's playing. Gant better be careful. I don't disagree with you there, Rose. Sidney Williams, Green McKnight. You still got two more DBs. You got Cooper and Washington coming on. There's been talks, actually, if you listen to some of the pods, of moving Jamie Robinson back to safety, and they're very comfortable with Kevin Knowles, and maybe giving Kevin Knowles that starting and moving Robinson back to safety. Gant, I think they look at Gant as a potential weakness, and if he doesn't improve his play, he may very well be on the bench. Dan Mullen posted that on his Instagram account. See, that's how far behind I am, guys. Damn, I'm way far behind. Hold on. Let me skip some of the comments, and we'll catch up here a little bit. But you guys are actually making some good comments. That's why I don't like to skip over stuff in case a good point is made. Where is Juno at? I don't know what Juno was talking about, man. What up, Kilo? Oh yeah, Mark Rogers got some trolls in his chat, man. No, I agree with you. They're not using. Let's look at the guys that they recruit. Look at the guys. Look at the type of receivers Norvell's been recruiting since being at FSU. Just check this out. Kentron Poirier, 6'3", 6'4". Williamson, 6'3". Malik McClain, 6'5". Dustin Hill's all of 6 foot. 6 foot, 200 pounds at that. Who am I forgetting? He likes his big receivers. I don't know if Helton fits his mold. Yeah, Curtis Fan isn't on the roster anymore. He's in the transfer portal. What up, John? You're absolutely one of them. But you always say thanks for serving the country. So John's my guy. All right, Phil. Everybody be talking about Snowfall. Should I watch that? Ronaldo Green, I don't think played. Did anybody see Ronaldo Green? I think they held him out. I don't recall seeing Ronaldo Green, but that's another guy who will take Brandon Gant's spot. Even though I think Ronaldo Green's more of a free safeties type than an in the box strong safety. But Ronaldo Green is a name. Are you talking about the commit? Well, it was rumored he committed, but I don't think FSU was going to take him now. If you're talking about that Virginia athlete / tight end who's unranked, I haven't watched this tape. But I'll say this, I'm pretty sure that's his name, Brian Courtney. He's 6'3", 225, but with if I'm FSU, that kid had offers from the likes of UMass, Cornell. If that kid's not a take, and he's damn sure not a take right now. Okay, not with the way FSU's been recruiting so far, not with your June camps coming up here in the next month or 2 months. You don't take Brian Courtney right now. He's not a take right now. Because you're about to have big time players in your camps. You need to focus on those guys. If that kid, look at that kid's offer list. He'll be there. He'll be there after after the first signing period. If you guys really want him, maybe you miss on some guys. Maybe he has a great season and ups his stars. He's completely unranked, no star at prospect right now. I'm not saying you can't find a gem and that he's not potentially a good player, but he's not a take right now. He's not a take right now. Hey, Wanda, how are you? Fuller's praising Deloach like he's going to factor in the fall. They were praising Deloach. Thoughts on Toafili? Toafili looked good. I thought the running backs as a whole looked good. Toafili, I thought Toafili had some splash. I thought the two best. Notice they didn't give Corbin as much burn as the others, and I understand why. Corbin's going to be your featured back. I thought Trayshawn Ward's going to push Toafili, guys. I like what I'm seeing from Ward, man. That dude doesn't go down. That dude runs hard, and it's hard to tackle him. And the reason I say he's going to push for Toafili's carries is because you look at Corbin and you look at DJ Williams. Those are two different type of backs. DJ Williams is definitely going to be your short yardage. We don't have another back on the roster that can do what DJ does from just size standpoint. Goal line, short yardage type of back. DJ Williams is going to have a place in that backfield. Corbin's been your most consistent back receiving and running. Ward's going to push Toafili, man. Burrell. I want to see what we do against Notre Dame because all this don't matter if we get dog walked. Well, obviously, we got to see what we do against Notre Dame. But at this point, I've been very confident. I think we're catching Notre Dame at the right time. We got a whole summer to get healthy. I mean, look at the names that were not in this game. That were like, again, that's what I said, man. Don't take this game too serious, man. Keir Thomas, who's going to really factor into your defensive line rotation. I think they're going to use him more at tackle personally. Keir Thomas wasn't on the field. Brady Scott, our best offensive lineman, Love Taylor. Probably our best wide receiver, Parchment. Already talked about Dustin Hill. Your pass rushers, Byron Turner, Patrick Payton, George Wilson, Chambry Jackson, like 3 more DBs. Like, man, there's a lot of guys who have the potential to impact us in the fall that aren't even on campus yet. Now, you can say, well, if FSU's counting on a bunch of freshmen, then we're in trouble anyway, and you might have a legitimate point there. But some of those guys I named aren't freshmen, like Parchment, Keir Thomas, Love Taylor, Brady Scott. These guys are veterans, add significant depth. In some cases, will even be starting. Most definitely on the Snowfall. I'm going to have to check Snowfall out. I've never watched Snowfall, no. Is that on Netflix? I've heard about it. Like, I don't watch a lot of shows. Like, I've never watched Power. I've never watched an episode of Power. Everybody keeps telling me to watch it. And I keep saying to myself, I'm gonna just wait till like it's done or something and then like binge watch it. So I don't really get into a lot of shows. Again, the last show I was really into was The Boys, and I think I just fell in love with that one because I had no idea that show was gonna be that type of show. Yes, Curtis fan, salute to you. We'll see you. We will see you, but all best of luck. I think FSU's linebacker need to tackle a little bit better. Sure, they do. Ronaldo Green been hurt all spring. Okay, there you go. Who do you think the starting corners will be? Who were the starting corners in the spring? I saw a lot of Akeem Dent. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I don't think Akeem Dent will be a starter, however. I think Jerry Jones is going to lock one of those spots down. It might be Jerry Jones and Brandon Moore at this point. I think you're probably going to see Jerry Jones, Brandon Moore, who's the UCF transfer. Miko Dotson is another guy who can't stay healthy, but that's another guy that I failed to name. Didn't participate in the spring. Demore Tate is another guy who could be back for fall. Didn't participate. Zane Herring. So all those guys are options. I would say game one, probably Jerry Jones and Brandon Moore. Ward and McClain are the two surprises. DJ built like a fullback. I'm not a big fan of Lundy the more I watch him. I think McCray should get more of Lundy's minutes. I just don't think Lundy can move like that in space. I don't know about y'all, but I hate how vague Norvell and really most college coaches are about injuries. You never know how significant or insignificant is something is. That's just the game you got to play. It just is the game you got to play. I can't give away my injuries because I have to make the other team prepare for a guy, even if I know a guy's going to. If a team has to prepare for a guy who's not going to play, then you're wasting valuable time preparing for something that won't be there. So it's just a game they have to play. I like Brian Robinson too. I like Ward. Shout out to Trayshawn Ward, Tampa Bay Tech alum. Could have easily went somewhere else. He was actually a pretty solid high school running back. You're right. He could have went anywhere else, and he walked on to Florida State at that. Well, I already know DJ's a monster. Where's another group of five diamond on the rough O-line? Yeah, we need that, man. I think legally you can't really divulge medical conditions without consent of the player. Starting wideouts. Parchment, Hill, Pookie with McClain and Burrell playing a good amount of reps. Game one, I think Parchment's your one. I think opposite of him. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Parchment's your one. Opposite of him, I would put Brian Robinson, and I think they'll start off with Pookie in the slot. And I think Helton will be one of your first guys off the bench. And I wouldn't be surprised if a guy like Portier or McClain would be one of the other guys off the bench. Like one of the first guys off the bench. Alfonso Allen Jr. on one article has him a 5-star, one has a 4-star. This article is the best DB in Broward. That's the guy that went to Arizona State. Yeah, I don't know how that happens, man. Akeem Dent got burned a few times. Now, the best coverage Akeem Dent had was actually on that play that was completed against him, but that wasn't on Akeem Dent. He actually had perfect coverage on Malik McClain, and Milton just dropped a dime on that play. And McClain made a great adjustment for the ball. But Akeem Dent also, Portier burnt Akeem Dent, and Akeem Dent, if that was a real game, would have got called for holding because he grabbed a handful of jersey and got beat deep. Tyler must be a college thing only because in the pros, I think you have to release an injury report, if I'm not mistaken, to know Blooded's point. Never seen the game. I've seen the Game of Thrones. You tripping Power is yeah, I know. I've heard a lot of great things about Power. How are y'all talking about Jordan Travis being leaps and bounds better than a guy who won 23 straight games? Akeem Dent in the slot. You talking about Nickelback? I don't see Akeem Dent as a nickel guy personally. But maybe. but maybe. Starting corner should be Jerrion Jones and Brownlee. Brownlee's a guy. I forgot about Brownlee. I wouldn't be mad at that. I agree on that DJ Lundy statement. He built like an old school linebacker, and with 5-man wide and the way the game is played now, DJ Lundy, we talked about it on one of the Triple Shot podcasts, how the fullback position is dead. A linebacker like Lundy is dead. If you can't move in space, you can't play at the elite level. What's up, John? You think Ward cuts into Toafili snaps? They have similar. That's what I'm saying. Because they have similar uses, that's why I say it's possible. I still think Toafili's the most naturally gifted running back on the roster. But I saw a lot out of Trayshawn Ward, and I'm like, okay, I like that. And because you use them in similar ways, if you're going to cut into anybody's snaps, it's going to be more so Toafili's than a guy like DJ or Corbin. Are we a true 4-2-5? We'll see, but that's what they're saying. They played 4-2-5 all game in the spring, so. No, I heard he's out for the spring, obviously. He should be back for the fall. That's what I've heard about Demore. That's true. Dent has to get in shape. That's fair. Ward should get more touches than Corbin. Again, man, I do a lot of defending of Ja'Shawn Corbin. I think Corbin is better than people give him credit for. He does a lot of things really good. Blocking, catching out the backfield, running. Now if a guy comes out and he's just better than Corbin, I'm with it. If Ward just is better than Corbin at all those other things, then I'm with you. But I think Corbin's actually a solid player, man. POLK, nothing matters if y'all don't block and tackle much better. I'm still not worried about the O-line, and I'll be in the minority there. That's fine. Again, that O-line you saw in the spring was depleted. We'll be better. We'll definitely be better there. Lundy's a special. Yeah, I agree. He can make his impact on special teams as like a gunner or something, but he's not an every down backer for sure. This is the make or break year for a Dent. I agree with that. For his size, Lundy moves well, but he don't move like Dix or Gaynor. That's the problem, though. Look in the NFL. First of all, how many linebackers are even Lundy's size anymore? Look at Devin Bush and look at some of the better linebackers. Look at Devin Bush. Look at the Bucks linebackers and Devin White. And damn, I can't even forget. I'm forgetting your boy name. Come on, you guys know what I'm talking about. The other linebacker, Levante David. These guys aren't 250. And by the way, Devin White runs in 4.4, 4.3s. Ooh, about to sneeze. But your linebackers are literally running. The big ones are still running fast. I would be surprised if Lundy ran a 4.7. I wouldn't mind seeing Parchment, Hill, McLean, Robinson line up, maybe Helton. That's 5-man. Y'all can choose. I'm cool with that one. I think Robinson needs to be in there. I think Hill will make his impact felt. Parchment is a given to me. I think the staff likes Ontario Wilson, though. I'd be shocked if they did put him in like a 5-man rotation. Man, I thought I was trolling. That chat was killing FSU. I'm done with T2I. TJ Davis. That might be a guy that you don't see anything from. I don't know much about him. Didn't see him at all on the field. Did you notice the defense communicating? I did see the defense communicating. Now, that's great to do in the spring game. It's one thing to communicate. It's another thing to I'll say this, and this is going to be my positive Adam Fuller thing. Other than the play against the first play I put on the screen here of Jordan Travis throwing the Mackenzie Milton. I kept saying that the other day in the video. Malik McLean, I kept confusing the two. Not confusing the two, but mixing up the names. Other than that play where he throws that ball to McLean and McLean goes with a touchdown, and I was not a fan of having Gant lined up on Helton. That shouldn't happen. That was the problem last year. They did the same thing with Tutu Atwell. You were putting Raymond Woody and Gant on Tutu Atwell, and you saw the outcome. He has to stop doing that. So when I talk about Adam Fuller, I just don't talk about it because it's like I'm a hater and it's fun to do. There's legit reasons why I say what I say. And no productions, the more videos you'll put out, I'll use your videos because I know you won't try to copyright claim me. So we can definitely do more like tape breakdown. He cannot continue to put our safeties on these shifty slot receivers. With that said, other than that play, I really felt like the guys were a lot better positions. There was no critical mistake. Like, you didn't watch the spring game and go, what the hell was that? How was this guy 10 yards down the field by himself, right? We didn't see that. Again, that one play I'm talking about, Brownlee hits the ref. It happened. Unfortunate. Normal situation, that doesn't happen. On the Milton throws, which makes Milton's throws even more impressive, is that the defense is actually in the proper position. Jamie Robinson is in great position on Brian Robinson on that out route to the pylon in the end zone. And Mackenzie Milton just makes a better throw from the hash at that. It's NFL caliber throw. The best throw he had of the game by far was that far to Brian Robinson to the pylon, that first pylon in the end zone. Best throw by far. That's NFL caliber throw. The defender was in the perfect position and he just couldn't do anything with it. It's even better than that throw where he had over the two defenders to Burrell, which was a great throw as well. But Travis J was a little late on that play, which opened that play up. But Travis J was in the position he was supposed to be. Travis J just has to make a better play. See, here's the thing. I'm okay with players not making plays. Then I can point to Travis J and go, Travis J, you're better than that. We need to see you make a play, be in better position. What I can't live with is players being used where they shouldn't be used. And then again, that other throw to Malik McClain down the sideline, Keem Dent's all over him. Malik McClain just makes a better play, and that throw is just better. True or false, kickers are the worst position group on the team. I would almost say true at this point. I think linebacker's close. I like the guys we have. I'm not a fan of the way they're playing. So I don't know if that's coaching or what that is. Because I think Dix is talented, and I think Gainer's damn sure talented. And I think McCray is better than the way they're using him, and I think DeLoach is talented. Yet when I watch the linebacker play, I am not a fan of the way they're playing. I'm not a fan of the way the linebackers are playing. But kicker could be the answer to that. We need better kicking, punting, somebody feel. Do you guys want to watch the Mackenzie Milton throws? I can put them on here real quick. I don't think Travis J fits at safety. Maybe a good press corner. John Shields, how do you guys have a defensive head coach but blame the DC every time it's the defensive? Oh, okay, we're talking Miami. We always somehow get there. I would like to try Brandon. I've been saying move Brandon Gant down at backer myself. I've been saying that since last year, Chris. So I'm with you. You know, come to think about it, I don't think Jay really showed me anything in the spring. I would agree with you. I expect more out of Travis J. He should be on the hot seat, absolutely. Yeah, but I'll say this. So I'm going to defend Gainer. Here. You're absolutely right. But that happens. DJ Williams, man, is a load to take down. I'm actually happy that Gainer made the correct read on that play and triggered that. Now, Gainer's got to get lower. He's got to get his pad level lower, and he's got to drive his feet on that tackle, man. Gainer went in there half-stepping, came to a stop and got trucked. So he was actually in the right position and made the right read. He just didn't make the play because technique didn't look like it was solid. That can go to coaching. But defensive scheme-wise, Gainer was used the right way. He was there to make the play. He's got to make the play. But at the end of the day, bro, that happens when you're tackling 230-pound running backs. That happens. I'm not gonna knock Gainer too much on that. He was there. He made the right play. Get better at his technique. He should be okay. Travis J had a couple cleanup hits. That's about it. Brandon Gann is definitely a backer. Good call. The only question is, can he put the weight on to actually be an effective backer? But I kind of want to see him move him down. I don't know if they're going to do it, though. You see how big DJ is talking? Yeah, DJ's a big boy, man. Again, Gainer came in there half-stepping a little bit. But Gainer will get better once he gets more comfortable in the linebacker position. I'm not too concerned on that play when I'm talking about how bad the linebackers play. I'm more concerned of the fact of, I don't know. I just don't feel like when I watch them, I don't think they are quite comfortable what they're being asked to do. He filled the hole on DJ. I'm more concerned about his willingness to stick his nose in there than his actually tackling. Gant can't cover. He cannot. And Mark Gainer's on NFL draft boards already. One good year, he gone. I think Gainer, again, very talented, should get drafted. The DJ did the same thing to Gant, but But Gant can tackle. To Chris Smith's point, Gant can tackle, but Gant held on for dear. Like DJ lowered that head, and Gant's feet was in the air, but he was holding on to them shorter pass. Like, bro, you coming with me? Absolutely, man. DJ gonna be a problem. Jamie Robinson taking that stick. I think Jamie Robinson is a thumper too, and I would not be shocked if Jamie went to that safety spot. We're gonna look at the McKenzie Milton throws because Tyler wanted to check them out, and I'm cool with that. We'll look at these McKenzie Milton throws. And then we're going to call it a show. So even though I showed up late, man, we still had a great turnout. So let's look at these McKenzie Milton throws and just see how on point he was. Who threw that ball? Is that okay? That's the. Yeah. So this is another. I don't want to do this again. But they called. Hold on, we missed it. Because they called this same play that McKenzie Milton completed this pass. Now, I'll say this. Dent is in similar position that he is that he was on the same throw that Milton threw to McClain here. But I think Jordan Travis overshoots this one. Now, but it does look like the receiver, however, on this play got a little caught up. So I think the timing was more so off, but I do think that was the proper read for Travis right here. Okay, but I'm done knocking Travis, man. Don't get me wrong, man. I love Travis. He just, you got to get a little more accurate. There's Brian Robinson. Trayshawn Ward doing Trayshawn Ward things. And go Tate Rodemaker. Speaking of Rodemaker, man, Norvell was in that boy ass. Love to see it. Look at this terrible throw. Put too much on it, man. You're gonna you gotta put that ball in there. It's actually a very accurate throw, and he's got the arm to make the throw, but he put way too much air on it. Hold on. Okay, here's Milton. Let's see here. See, even here, Milton's got a little bit of happy feet, but that was a screen play that was caught up and the defensive line diagnosed it. So good. This is the throw. Dent's in good position right there, guys. Now, is this a sack? Because, man, Jermaine Johnson's right in there. And that's I think Darius Washington trying to guard him. Normally, that's Love Taylor. I have more confidence that Love Taylor can block him better than that. So, not counting that potentially that Milton gets smashed from behind right here. I take that back. Go back a little bit. Washington does a good job of kind of pushing Jermaine Johnson out the play. But you can also make a case that Jermaine Johnson kind of gave up a little bit on the end there. But the throw itself, look at Dent, man. Dent's Dent's all over him. His eyes are back. He's locating the ball. That's just a better throw, and that's a better catch. Dent's right there. Like, what more can you really ask? Better throw, better catch. Papa John's. And then we're going to see the Malik McClain is impressive. Malik McClain is impressive. And there it is. That's an NFL throw, folks. That's from the hash to the opposite side of the field, directly at the pylon. Jamie Robinson is in great position right here. That's a big-time throw. That's the best throw. Look at this. He has a great pocket, steps up, just flicks the ball out there. I mean, come on. Jamie Robinson, can he even cover it? He can't cover it any better. If that ball doesn't have the right amount of velocity and put in the right position, Jamie Robinson's taking that pick 6. That's great. That's big time. That's big time. Again, tape don't lie, guys. The tape don't lie. The best throw of the day right there. And we'll find the other big time throw. They're replaying that, though. That's a great throw and catch, too, man. Let's see if we can find the other one, which was a great throw, but I think Jay was a little bit late over the top on that throw that you guys know I'm about to go to. And there's that boy Jermaine Johnson causing all kinds of havoc back there. I think Jermaine Johnson's going to be a real problem. Oh, no, this is Jordan Travis. And we already watched him blow that. Missed that throw. My bad. That's Jordan Travis. Go back and see if we can find Milton. Did I pass it? I don't think I passed it. I might have. Here's this. Nope, that's still Travis. Here's Rodemaker. Okay, so Milton should be coming up. Here he is. Here's Milton. And there's Trayshawn Ward, man. Real tough runner, man. Now look at that, man. I mean, Milton got out of there. Like, people are questioning this guy's athleticism. Like, I mean, I guess we can question it, but Briggs gets in there for sure. Briggs beats, I think that's Donta Lucas getting whooped like that. He steps up, though, and he got out of there a little bit, man. I don't think we have to worry too much. I'm not saying he's Jordan Travis at all with the legs, but I don't think we should be worried that he's just going to sit back there and get pummeled. And here's this throw. He just puts it on it. And then again, that's Travis J should be deeper than that. You're the free safety. Again, the offense getting a matchup on 2 safeties, but you're the free safety. And that's Joshua Burrell, another freshman. And I wish I could see more of it. First of all, Gant bites. Gant bites on the play fake. So that's the first problem. Okay, Gant's biting on the play fake. Bang, Gant's biting. They play fake the DJ. Gant already bit. So now Gant's already out of position. And Jay just got beat. It's not even that he was late. They had Jay in man coverage, it looked like, and Jay just got beat. And Gant was supposed to be playing the deep back of the field, but he bit on the pump fake. Great play drawn up there by Norvell. Bad safety play all around there. But that's it, guys. I'm going to end it here. Montrace's good ass throw, great throw, deadly accurate. Is it me or is the punting look weak? Yeah, it's tough to judge punting, just a guy just kicking the ball. If you give Milton enough time, he will tear you apart. So much for that bad knee and that heavy brace. He did play with the brace on. Donta Lucas isn't good to me. Always gets beat or on the ground. He was until fall camp tightened up. I'm sorry, but Travis J garbage at safety. Travis J is fool's gold. I will play Jay at the nickel. I hope so, Rose. I want Edgerrin James 230. Yep, that is Edgerrin James' I think it's his nephew. think it's his nephew. But hey, man, hit the like button on your way out if you didn't hit the like button on your way in. Thanks to everybody who showed up on another episode of The Hangover. This was a great one. And again, not trying to be hard on the kid, but we got a quarterback, guys, and his name is Mackenzie Milton. And we just went over it today. And I think the tape shows that it's really not much. It's really not that close. And if we're just talking about throwing the football, it's really not that close. But hey, stay classy, guys. It's your boy Pope over here on 863 Seminole TV. And as always, we at you. You guys have a great rest of your night.